This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Samianalyze show. Folks, lots to talk about. It broke this evening. I was looking. Shams spoke on this, and I started hearing about this a few days ago. There is a dynamic duo that is no longer playing nice in the sandbox. And I am talking about one James Harden and Daryl Morey. Those guys were best friends, besties. Now, I'm joking, obviously, but they had a wonderful working relationship. Daryl Morey is the one who gave James Harden his first big opportunity to run a team, gave him that $80 million deal, traded for him in Houston. And now, James not feeling the man. I'm about to tell you why. Why they are no longer friends, no longer buddies. And why James Harden, as well as many NFL players today, are learning that there is no loyalty in sports. It's just business. Let's analyze. So let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? James Harden is a guy who, when he left the Oklahoma City Thunder for Houston, he wanted the bag, but he also wanted his opportunity to do his thing. Kind of what is being rumored right about now for the Knicks, Emmanuel Quickly. Not going to talk about that, but there's rumors. You saw Obi Toppin being traded because he got tired of sitting behind Julius Randle. You know why? That's going to affect his bread. That's going to affect his paper. That's going to affect the bag. So the Knicks looked out for him and traded him. Well, James Harden is a Sixer now, going on his third year. He was traded on February of 2021. So, I mean, what is that, 2.5 seasons going on? Yeah. And so this was the worst kept secret that Daryl Morey supposedly enabled James Harden to, his party lifestyle and everything. Harden coming to practice late. I mean, this is what's being how he lived in Houston, supposedly. And everybody said, well, he's going to come out to Philly. And remember, the rumor was that maybe, a guy like Mike D'Antoni would become the coach over there when Doc Rivers got fired, because that's James Harden and Daryl Morey runs the show. Well, folks, we're hearing now that James Harden is not happy right now. He is not happy right now. And the reason is they're saying, per Shams, that the relationship is severed. That means you're not getting a Christmas card. You're not being invited to the barbecues. Nothing. You're not coming to the birthday parties. Shams said that these guys are no longer cool. And this is the reason. The reason why is it was fractured or severed is it's being, and it comes back to money. It comes back to money. James Harden was eligible for a max deal. Let's take a look. He was due, right, when he got traded on the 21st of in 2021 in February to the Sixers. He had an opportunity, Harden that is, to sign a max deal. I believe it was a supermax for about $260 million, something like that. And yeah, that's what he was looking at. And at the time, he's going to be Harden. Let's take a look. His birthday is in a few weeks. He's going to be 34. So he was 32 at the time. I believe it was 5 years. And I was saying back then, don't you do it. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Let Brooklyn go make that move. I said, let Brooklyn go make that move. Go ahead. Good for you. Go ahead and do that. And I've always said it. I say it all the time. You never overextend a player's welcome. 32, 5-year deal. That's 37. Really? The guy showing age and attrition? Oh, don't worry. But he was the man before. We're paying you off what you did in the past? So James Harden is not happy. Because what happened was, he had an opportunity in 2022, June 29th of last year. He declined a $47.4 million option. And then less than a month later, he signed a 2-year, $68 million deal, about $68.64 million contract with Philly. And the thought process here is that somewhere there was I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. And James Harden opted out. He exercised his 36, what was it actually? $36 million option this offseason, this summer, in order to be traded. But here's the thing, and I don't like when this happens to players, when they don't realize that they are no longer them. You're no longer that guy. You're no longer that superstar. See, James Harden, I don't know, like I said, the rules changed 2 years ago, not getting to the free throw line as often and things like that. I mean, he'll have throwback games like he had against the Celtics in game 1, dropping 40 plus. But I mean, he's no longer that guy. Father Time is undefeated. He is no longer that guy. And I get it. Maybe there was an agreement made. Maybe Daryl Morey said, look, take a pay cut. I'll take care of you. And fine. And James was like, cool, I'll do that. We'll be able to bring guys on board and things like that. But I'm of the belief that Daryl Morey, he's got to put food on the table too. Can you imagine Daryl Morey looks out for his guy? Look, James, I believed in you years ago when you were in OKC. You were the man and you did your thing. You did your thing. But I can't give you that max deal anymore. I can't do it. Now, James Harden is like, wait, you promised. Yeah, very true. Very true. He might have promised him. But that's why they tell you always get it in writing, right? When doing business, always get it in writing. This is why they're saying James Harden isn't happy. He took a pay cut, which allowed them to sign a PJ Tucker, by the way. And so this has nothing to do with Philly. This has everything to do with James Harden being promised something from what it's being rumored. And it makes sense. It makes sense. I was hearing about this since last week. It makes sense. But newsflash for James Harden. Sorry, James. This is just business. This is just business. And if Daryl Morey would now turn around and say, I'm going to give you a 4-year, a 3-year, X amount of $1 million because of what you did, that would be irresponsible and that would be career calamity. I mean, that would be the worst. That would be the worst. And I think that Daryl Morey knows that. And he knows that he probably owes him. But you can't pay James Harden off what he did before. You know what he's doing now. I mean, he averaged about 21 points a game, almost 11 assists a game. And he was, he's still an all-star caliber talent, but he's no longer a superstar all-NBA talent. He's not. He's no longer that guy. So at the end of the day, if you don't have it in writing, it is what it is. There's no loyalty in sports. And say what you will, James Harden, say what you will, he made a boatload of money under Morey. He made a ton of money under Daryl Morey. You know, in 2016, the $118 million max. I mean, this guy made money. So I don't think it's in. And then when he got to Houston, it was just under 80 mil. Daryl Morey doesn't owe him anything anymore. You got 200 mil, a little over, with Daryl Morey. You James Harden, I know he's sour and everything like that, but it is what it is. And Daryl Morey's got to stick to his guns. He wants to go. James wants to go to the Clippers. See what you can get, because Daryl Morey's not getting Paul George. That's why I say, you know, all this talk about they're not getting along. Where is he gonna go? Where's Harden? He wants to go to the Clippers. That's nice. That's nice. Congratulations. Where is he going? Now, Joel Embiid today, he said he wants to win, whether it's with Philly or somewhere else. I heard that and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. That's nice. That's nice. That's all you're going to say? Yeah, that's nice. Do you see what Joel Embiid's middle name is on his social media? Joel Troll Embiid. I mean, I think there's truth to it. He wants to win. But this is where teams like the Knicks and teams with assets, teams like OKC, they're paying attention. Oh, and by the way, Miami. Until Miami gets that Dame trade done, that Damian Lillard trade, Joel Embiid going there to play with Jimmy Butler is always a fear. If you are a Knicks fan, hoping that he comes to the Knicks. I'm not holding my breath, but yeah, that is the epitome of trolling today by Joel Embiid. Now, I want to go to some football, shall we? It has to still do with the same topic. No loyalty in sports. Just business. Just business. Ha. As there were a few NFL players who did not sign, well, who were up for the franchise tag. One in Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing. He led the league in all-purpose with 2,053 yards from scrimmage. And then you had Saquon Barkley, who was number 4 with a career-high 1,312 yards. That's what he did this past year. At 4:00 today, those two were not able to come to an agreement with their respective teams. As a result, they're staring at the franchise tag. Now, some people would say, well, they didn't sign a deal. What happens now? Well, they're going to have to. Tony Pollard signed his franchise tender. It's basically 10.1 mil for 1 year. Then afterwards, you can walk away and become a free agent. So you've got Josh Jacobs, by the way, with 3 of the last 4 years, 1,000 yards. You know, Saquon Barkley was the workhorse for the Giants and all. And unfortunately, did not get the money that he wanted. As of a few hours ago, they're saying Saquon was only $1 million, $1 to $3 million apart with the Giants, and he gets the quote of the day. It is what it is. I think Saquon should have signed it. You see what's going on with the market, right? Running backs are not getting the love that they would want. And I think Saquon, I get it. Josh Jacobs and Saquon, they had they had 275 plus more touches than any other running backs or wide receiver or tight end on the team last season. So that's on ESPN. The other player was Derrick Henry. So here's the thing, man. it's just business. I don't know where Josh Jacobs was in the negotiations, but Saquon $1 million to $3 million. And we know that, he was right there with his injury history. I think he might end up regretting that. Now, what happens now, they're just going to have to either not hold out for the whole season and just not play, or sign that franchise tender and, pray they don't get hurt and hope for the best. Saquon is 26 years young. He's a young guy, but come on, man. The NFL, the running back has the shortest lifespan in the NFL. He has 5 years in the league at 26 years old. Should have signed a deal, Saquon. If it was that close, you should have signed a contract. Josh Jacobs should have. I don't know what was out there for him, but, running backs are not catching the love, man. They're not. And I think this is something that he may end up regretting, but they're either going to have to hold out or just sign that 1 year, $10 million deal and hope for the best. That's the best they can do, and hope they stay healthy. Now, as we close with our By the Way segment, congratulations to Carlos Alcaraz, as he defeated Novak Djokovic to win his first Wimbledon. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, folks, please like, subscribe, and follow at Samianalyze. You see that bell on the right as well. Please click on that. That will notify you whenever I drop another video. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.